The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
All right, back on the Domino's post-game report as Carson-Newman prevails over UVA Wise on homecoming by a final score of 38-22. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. Mike, felt like a game where all three phases complemented one another. Defense, special teams, and offense taking advantage of short fields. I don't know that I've ever seen a game where the average drive start in the first half was the opponent's 13 for a team, but that'll tell the tale for a 31-0 halftime lead. What'd you see from your team? We've talked consistency all year long. It felt like it was there for the majority of the day against the Cavaliers.
You know, I think it's good to see. You talk about the stuff that we talked about all year. You kind of see it starting to come together. You know, if we just talk about the special teams, you know, we always talk about how important special teams is, primarily from a real estate standpoint. And we're able to get a couple things, punt return. You know, team today was absolutely phenomenal. You get 2 returns, you get 2 blocks. And so, I mean, just that's really kind of like this tell of the story from a field position standpoint. Offense was able to take most of those, capitalize on them. But defense from start to finish again, you know, I thought did a great job today.
I mean, you hold Wise to 233 yards of offense, 2.6 yards a carry, get some sacks on Dent. Yet again, happened against Emory, and Henry happens again this week. From start to finish, your defense was locked and loaded. What did you see from that group?
You know, I thought, you know, even from the beginning in the locker room, you could just kind of start to see like that focus and intensity starting to come together. You know, that's what we talked about. You know, it's not exactly where you want to be, but, you know, you can see that there's something out there that they had to play for. And just to kind of watch, like, us kind of start to get to that point to where we start to take and understand the mental part of the game and be a little bit more mature there, it's fun.
Back-to-back 200-yard passing performances by Ivan Corbin, your first 250-yard day since your first game as head coach, and that took 4 overtimes to get there when Trey Mitchell did it. What'd you see out of your senior signal caller in his final home game? Throwing the pigskin around a little bit.
You know, it's still the same thing there. You're starting to see a lot of that improvement. You know, the 2 passes to the tight end today. You know, I mean, that's something that we've worked on and we've missed all year. And there's a point in the season, I'm like, let's just take it out. You know, it's there, but we just kind of don't hit it. But you see him, you know, go and not just make that throw once today, but make it twice, and then being able to complete a couple other balls on the perimeter, and then a couple throws downfield. So we're able to spread the ball out pretty good. And I thought he's done a good job of starting to, like, take the game a little bit more focused in the games to where he can complete those throws.
You bring up the tight end tosses. Andrew Coulter, he caught a tight end screen earlier this year for 0 yards, but gobbles up 27 with a catch today. Trey Abner, his first career catch is for 6. You get him involved. Luke Simpson, a touchdown on senior day. You know, obviously you get Braxton Westfield over 100 yards, but how nice is it to start integrate some of those other options into the passing attack?
You know, I think that's what we have to do long term to be successful. You know, I think we're getting to the point to where we run the football better. But, you know, the big thing is being able to throw the football to where guys can't put 9 guys in the box. They have to play you honest on both ways, and then you'll be able to see us trying to transition, move the ball better.
Rushing yardage wasn't crazy today. You rushed for 124 yards against a pretty good defense. Hard earned. Tyler Curtis, only 60 yards, but it felt like it was 60 yards after contact for him. Yeah. What'd you see out of him in your offensive line, gritting some stuff out?
With the yards after contact, the one there's several of them, but one you remember, like, he gets kind of hemmed up on the sideline, bounces it out, gets his nose down, gets a hard first down for us. You know, but he did a great job, continue to keep his feet moving. Another guy we've challenged, I mean, you know, like, his biggest asset is his size, you know, trying to get him to take a little bit more advantage of that, and he was able to do that today.
Third downs, let's go back to the start of the year. I think it was maybe week 4, so that was an area that you really highlighted, both offensively and defensively. And here you are, limiting Wise, 2 of 13, while you convert on 8 of 13. What was the key on third down today?
Yeah, I think guys are starting to get a little bit more familiar with that situation. It's something that we've worked on in practice. You know, Coach Slade and those guys defensively have done a good job of just kind of making guys aware of where we are in the game. And if you want something good to happen, get off the field and, like, you know, let's get stops on third downs. And they've been able to do that last couple of weeks.
The emergence of Jake Cottle continues at linebacker, leads the team in tackles with 9 today. Is this just a freshman finding that footing as he goes through his first season?
Jake's going to be a good player. The one thing you never have to worry about with Jake is his effort. And if you play with great effort, then you're going to make a lot of plays. The thing that he's got to continue to do is, make sure you're locked in and learn what to do. And then that's where you go from being good to great. But as long as he continues to get that effort, then he'll make plays.
Our Food City player of the game, we haven't gotten to it yet, but it's going to be Major Williams. A pick six, 2 picks on the day. I think he had 4 pass breakups in addition to that. Just 1 tackle, but all the punt return yardage. Kind of transforming into Mr. Do Everything today. Again, it feels like it's I'm harping on it, but these guys continue to roll up the incline and continue to improve and improve. Is this yet another example of that, Major Williams biting stuff off?
I think it is. That's like in the recruiting process. That's who we felt like he could be for us. And then, the last couple of weeks for him to, I think it's really started with the punt returns, because I thought, for the most part, he's played good defense for us over the year. But then just getting the punt returns, having some success there, and then all of a sudden this stuff starts kind of correlating. It starts going into other areas because it breeds confidence, and you start kind of believing what you're doing and believing the people that are around you. His returns, he had some really good blocks on him as well. But, that's coming from them believing, hey, man, if he catches the football, we have a chance to get a return.
I think we kind of touched on the field position battle, but part of that was the defense on kickoff returns. You went against number 6 in the country in combined return yardage in Robert Carter today. He did not bring a kickoff past the 20. What was the key in bottling that up?
I thought guys did a good job of running down the field. The first couple, Christian's been able to kick him in the end zone. Most people just kind of settle with that, but you can tell after the first one, he's not going to stay in there. and so, our guys, they did a good job of, running full speed down the field. Something sounds minute, but that's how you went on kickoff, and then just kind of being able to squeeze him up. He still did a good job of keeping his feet running, getting some second effort on plays, but we were able to get the safety and a couple of those other guys there to the ball to get him tackled.
Had some trepidatious moments in the second half, probably a little bit more interesting than you would have liked, between Braxton Westfield fighting for 12 extra yards and losing the football at the goal line. That kept you on the lower side of 40. But how nice is it to be able to have some teaching points here as you close out the season from a win, where you already had the game largely in hand?
It's always easier to do it that way. I think, 2 of the turnovers, you got guys trying to make extra effort plays, but, we still have to secure the football. Can't score without it, can't win without it. And so being able to go back in and get back to the drawing board on that, because we kind of make a good play, we still have to finish it, and that's part of finishing.
All right. A 1-win season a year ago. You're now sitting at 5-5. The 4-win improvement is the greatest improvement following a 1-win season in school history. You have a chance for a winning season next week at Catawba. What is the next step in the growing process with an overnight trip to Shuford Stadium to face the Indians?
This is one thing I talk you like having a young football team. I think you try to take advantage of every teachable moment you have. But in order to get to that point, it is what it is. We're probably not making the playoffs, but we put ourselves in a situation to where we can gain that type of experience from where we're at right now. We got our back to the wall. If we can go win 3 games, then we have a chance to have a winning season. And so it's playoff time. Yeah. And so, that hopefully that's something that on a small scale now that we're dealing with, that hopefully down the road we'll be able to kind of pull back out the chest and move on.
All right, Mike Clowney, congratulations. A happy homecoming and a happy senior day with a 38-22 win over the UVA Wise Highland Cavaliers.
Great day. Have a good time seeing everybody here today.
It took you a minute to get up to the press.
Cool.
That's good. That's good.
People around.
That's good. All right. That's Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. Domino's postgame report comes back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.